Okay, today we're working with the Beretta CX4 Carbine. It's called the CX4 Storm, and we're going to demonstrate the changing out of the stock magazine release with a bullet button magazine release where it is required. First, let's check to show that the weapon is safe. There's opening the action. No magazine. The weapon is safe. We're going to have to release the tension on the striker. Now, to start to take this weapon down, there's a takedown lever right here. You push it out with plastic. It goes in just like that. So you push it out the other side. That is it. Now we'll remove what we will call the upper receiver. Beretta likes to call the lower part the stock or lower receiver, but so the upper part comes off just like that with the bolt in the upper receiver. So we do not need this section. We do not need to remove the bolt from the upper receiver. So now we're going to come in close. And you may be able to see the spring. It has one straight leg and one curved leg. They call it an A-shaped spring, but actually it looks a lot more like an R that is reversed. So the way to remove this spring is you want to come right in with a pair of needle nose pliers. You'll grab the top loop of the R, pull it out, and just up a little bit. See how it looks like an R? But in the weapon, when you're looking at it, it sits like this and it pulls out straight like that. And that will release our stock magazine catch. Okay. Alright, just to recap for a little more clarity, this is the magazine catch. And this is looking at the lower receiver. I'm just going to slide the original magazine catch back into the weapon, and this spring, which looks like it's shaped like an R, would fit down into the groove, and the straight leg into this hole, and the bent leg gets tension into that hole, and that's how it sits down inside of the weapon. And it comes out by pulling it like that. Okay, taking a look at the spring that comes with the gun. This is the magazine catch spring, and it has to be reused in the replacement magazine catch. But in order to do that, it needs to have a little bit more tension. So the curved leg needs to be bent out a little bit to add more tension. And we're going to do that very slowly. And just bend it a little bit more, like that. And that should be enough. Okay, here again working with the Beretta CX4 Storm. These are the parts that come with the new bullet button. This is the original spring that comes with the original magazine release lever. The spring, as indicated before, the long leg goes through it, and the bent leg gets compressed and goes into a smaller hole on the top here. These same holes are replicated on the aftermarket bullet button, which is metal. These items insert this way into the weapon. So when this piece is assembled inside, it will look like that. This spring will be compressed like that. This is after it's already inserted. You have to put the spring in through the top. Then the cage goes onto the right side, and this is the catch to keep it from falling out, and creates that side of the button. And then the Allen screw screws into the outside of the cage into this piece on the inside. So I'm going to have to insert this piece into the rifle. It goes all the way through. and comes out to that side. Now I'm going to have to hold this weapon close to my body, and we will not be able to get a shot of the inside, but the spring is inserted this way, and the magazine catch lever has to be held to the front of the grip. From the underside, I'll use my finger and insert the spring. So we'll come back with a picture of how that's supposed to look. Okay, here we are. The first part of the bullet button is installed, and the spring has been installed into the bullet button in the recess on the front side of the grip behind the trigger guard. So now, in order to secure the button in there, there is the cage where the outer part of the cage fits over the protruding metal part from the replacement magazine catch, and this part mates up with it from the inside and is attached using this small Allen screw. It's a machine screw. This is a bit tricky. Try that again. Like that. This piece fits over the top. The supplied Allen screw is attached and holds the two together, basically sandwiching the left polymer side of the lower receiver. And we'll use the supplied Allen wrench. I'll just give it a little bit of tension. The screw will be exposed, so we can give it a little bit more tension later if we feel it's not tight enough. I don't want to over tighten it. It just has to be enough to hang on there and of course not come loose when the gun is being fired. Give it a little bit more tension. And there we have the installed bullet button in the lower receiver. I'll use this Allen wrench just for a second and not scratch it, but so there is the bullet button through this hole that will release the magazine. Okay, we have the bullet button installed in the Beretta CX4 Storm. There it is. It is not as attractive, obviously, as the original piece, but this is what makes it legal where it's required to have this part. So we're going to go ahead and reattach the upper receiver to the lower receiver. And the takedown latch. This is actually inserted or removed from either side. We can just press that right back in there. And there you have it. So let's demonstrate the use of the bullet button with this Beretta magazine. So here we are, inserted. The magazine is in. The magazine will not come out unless a tool is inserted. And there you have it.